Hi everybody, this is Jenna Coombs from Time to Change Jersey Style. I would like to give a shout out to all my um, supporters and subscribers and viewers. I'm gonna wait until like at least the 2 minute mark to give you guys a heads up about like what happened today. Hey, how you doing? I'm just waiting for some more people to jump on. It appears the rumor mill is going in overdrive again. I mean, I gotta love it. No, I don't love it because it's complete nonsense. I'm gonna wait for some more people to jump on. But I'm in good spirits and everything else. Everything went well for me. Not well, but I mean, actually went. I wasn't surprised with what happened today, uh, so so I wasn't surprised with what happened today at the Huntington Court hearing. So I'm not surprised, but again, you just never know what's gonna happen because the only person that I have any control over is myself. I can't control other people. I can't control the legal system. I can't. I don't have control. I mean, over anybody else except myself. So, but I just want to tell everybody I'm in good spirits. What is your court hearing about? It was about the PTI hearing. The PTI termination hearing. But it got pushed back to another date because they want to see how the recent charges will be resolved. So basically, that's it. And I'm gonna be honest, they claim that PTI is a form of probation, but actuality it's not. Probation is considered after it's considered probation afterwards. Do you have an attorney? For the PTI hearing, yes, I do have an attorney. And like I said, I just want to say, please do not. I mean, like the rumor mill is going into overdrive, and it's like it's it's getting ridiculous. And I'm not a con artist in any way, shape, or form. I'm not. Thank you, Frederick. I appreciate that. So I'm not a con artist. I'm not. I mean, there's like I'm not a con artist because it's. I'm not. I wasn't raised that what. I wasn't raised like that way. Um, I was brought up with some morals and character and everything else. Um, but life was not easy for me either. So and like I said, it's just like it's just the rumor mill. I just and all this false speculation and everything else. I mean, it's like it's ridiculous, and it's ridiculous. But here to talk about I'm I'm an independent I'm an independent video journalist and a First Amendment advocate. I just have a different approach from most people. I always did and always will. And if people think I make money off my YouTube channel, I don't. Hey Dino, how you doing? So, I mean, like I said, I mean, these outrageous claims. It's like it's mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. I don't know these people at all, and it's like it's getting old, people. It's getting old. So I just want to check in to give you a little update with what happened this morning. Actually I did some filming on the way home today, and I trying to build some bridges along the way. And some of it, and some of my efforts are paying off. I mean, we're doing a shuffling walk of progress, and that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing right now. I mean, I take a few steps back, then I take a few steps forward. I mean, but we're still moving forward, and that's what counts. The shuffling walk of progress. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna take some hits along the way. That's expected. When it comes to changes, when it comes to any changes. There's gonna be hiccups along the way. And and it's all about starting that dialogue up and to start talking to each other. Not at each other, not past each other. How about with each other? I'm gonna be honest, I'm not perfect. Never was, never will be. Because I'm a human being, just like you and everybody else. And I don't want to tear people down. That's not my nature. Or in my present nature right now. I rather be positive, try to build those bridges and stuff like that. I mean, does what topics or issues that people want to talk about tonight? Because I didn't really have anything planned for tonight. Because I was busy with other stuff. From I was busy today with other stuff. Um, I mean, I actually stopped in Robbinsville, New Jersey. I mean, it appears that that police department is like up to date with the filming and everything else, and that's like pretty good. So, I have to. Where was your court date? Huntington County. I mean, like I said, people are accusing me of a lot of stuff that's not true. So, but I'm just asking you guys. You just don't. You can't believe every. You can't. Frederick Douglass. I don't know until it happened. If it if if it ever happens, I don't know that. I don't know. I mean, I can't even answer that. I can't. I mean, I can't give you a fair answer on that. I don't know. But convicted of what though? Because I'm not breaking any laws. I'm not breaking any laws. So, you're too funny, William. Like I said, I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to run for any elected office. My dreams and my goals is to. Uh, I mean, I want to go more into the media world and stuff like that. I want to start cover more stuff. No, 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 no. Frederick Douglass, please, please. I want. I'm an independent citizen video journalist and a First Amendment advocate. I mean, I want to. There's a lot of stuff that I want to accomplish. I want to start covering different stories, but like right now, I'm in like dealing with this nonsense right now, or some of the nonsense, and and everything else. So, have you film a post office lately? No, I haven't done that. I haven't filmed the post office lately. Like I said, it's just I'm an independent citizen video journalist and a First Amendment advocate. And I feel like I'm like fighting for disability rights as well. So I mean, there's a lot of like false claims going around and everything else, and what is my stance on ICE? Alexander, I don't have any. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know much about it except ISIS has something to do with the immigration stuff. I need to take the time to educate myself on the subject before I even give you any sort of an answer or comment. So I mean, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm like all over the place when it comes to the. You know what? I take that back. I just don't know how to express myself on that issue yet. So no, ICE is immigration cus custom enforcement. I think that's what it is. We're not talking about that kind of ICE. I mean, like I said, a lot of people think I'm making outrageous money off of my journalism efforts. I'm not. I'm not making a lot of money off of it. And you guys can take a look at my GoFund account too. It's because that's the only money that I made. Huh? 200 G. No, I don't make. Yeah, okay. I just want. I'm just. I mean, I just want to make something out of my life, and be an example for other people. not perfect. I'll make mistakes. And some of my efforts are paying off, and yes, and there, and because of those efforts, there are changes. And maybe some people are not ready to admit to that stuff yet, but I'm making changes already. And maybe people don't want to give me credit for that stuff. Well, that's on them, not on me. Hey MMI, how you doing? You know what? I'm doing good, MMI. I'm in good spirits. I don't want to get dragged into the rumor mill. Because it just will drag me into some. I don't want to be dragged into the all the negative stuff. Thank you, MMI. I appreciate that. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that. It's sad that that people actually take the time out of their life to tear down other people. What's the sense of that? That doesn't make sense to me. What about like empowering people to do their best with the abilities and limitations that they have? I mean, that's food for thought. And trust me, I'm gonna be honest. I years ago, um, years ago, I used to be like I wasn't the nicest person. I wasn't, and I started to turn my life around like 3 to 5 years ago, approximately 3 to 5 years ago. And like part of that change for me was I started to educate myself with different things. And now I just have a different outlook about things. And plus that I was traumatized too, with different things throughout my life. And that's a fact. Dina, I wasn't the nicest person years ago. And that's because I had a lot of trauma in my life, and I didn't know how to deal with it. I mean, in a healthy way. And like I said, like I started to turn my life around like approximately 3 to 5 years ago. I still need the supports in my life right now. Um, I came a long way, but I still have a long way to go yet. I believe in myself. I believe in my goals. I believe in my future. And in MMI, yes, I think I'm not. Hey, William, I'm not ready to talk about that yet. I'm not, because everything had a domino effect within my life. You got to go back. You got to understand the domino effect within anybody's life um, to understand their life history. The weather, it's rainy and cold. And now I have a higher power in my life right now. And I'm letting my higher power lead the way for me. Everything is going to be done on my higher power's timeline, not my timeline or anybody else's timeline. Oh, Jen, I'm not that special? Like, what do you mean? Do I support the legalization of marijuana? You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I go back and forth on that, but I think from a this is my personal opinion. I think they should legalize it because there is some like a lot of great medical benefits that comes from it. Do I support gay marriage? Yes, I do. 100%. It's like they claim like marijuana is the gateway to the to all the addiction issues and everything else. Like I said, it's just Do I support trans rights? Yes, I do. Because because I support human rights. MMI Productions. The weed is strong. You're correct, but it's not like opiates. Okay. So I mean, like I said, I'm not. I was. I'm not a drug addict. I'm not a recovering drug addict. So I don't really know anything about that, and I'm not. Again, I'm not a. I'm not an alcoholic or even a recovering alcoholic, so I don't know anything about that either. The only thing that I know is that I know like the 12 steps helps a lot. I know treatment helps too, but treatment only helps is if if is the when the person is ready. I mean, they have to hit that rock, that hard rock, or the bottom, like rock hard rock bottom before they get the before they realize stuff. Rock bottom. That's the thing. They have to hit rock bottom. Yes, I'm Christian. I'm a Christian. Well, I don't think I'm gonna be honest. This is my personal beliefs. I don't think being a Christian conflicts with my sexuality. If I was Catholic, yes, I think there would be a major conflict there. But I'm not Catholic. I'm a Christian, so I think it all depends on what religion you take up. So that's why I see myself coming from more of a spiritual ground set. I'm sorry, I just don't have the proper words to say. So excuse me for my speech impairment. Um, so like so it all comes down to spirituality, being a Christian, and things like that. And I'm gonna be honest, I think God and Jesus loves everybody, no matter who you are in life. I don't think, well, because this person's Hispanic, well, you're going the heck. Or if your person, or you're straight, oh, you're fine. Or you're gay, you're going to whatever. No, I think this is my honest belief that God and Jesus, um, they love every human being unconditionally. That is my personal belief. And we gotta like we gotta start treating people better. I mean, like I said, I'm not perfect. I mean, I have my bad days just like everybody else. I'm not immune from that. But I try to, another example. If you go back, like when Obama was president, Michelle Obama came up with this saying: when people go low, you go high. And I think that's what counts. And like I said, that's how it counts. And I know it's hard. It's hard to live by example. By that example, it's very hard. It's not easy. But I just have to keep on doing my thing and concentrate on my dreams and goals that I have for my life, because that's what counts. I mean, like, and that rumor mill does not really mean anything to me. Yes, it's strong. I mean, I see that rumor mill as unnecessary drama that is purely negative. The rumors. Everybody thinks I'm gonna like land up in prison or something like that, and I'm like, or I'm gonna be institutionalized or something like that. I mean, everybody is making these like speculations, and they don't have no basis for them. I mean, people think I'm making lots of money off of my YouTube channel. That's another claim. I'm like, I don't make, I don't make, I don't. No, I'm not going to Neptune City Town Council. maybe as a citizen journalist, yeah. I mean, let's talk about the let's talk about empowering people to do their best with their abilities and and limitations, because everybody's a human being. So everybody has their their abilities and limitations. It doesn't matter who you are. Frederick Douglass, are you aware that they want to put self storage in Neptune City? No. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't been following the Neptune City stuff. I'm still waiting for my cell phone to be returned to me, so I can start recording different meetings in Neptune City, because my iPad sucks for when it comes to the microphone and everything else. Hey Robert, how you doing? If you want, yes, you can donate a recording device. Like I said, I'm in good spirits. Hey Frederick, call me on my phone. Yeah, MMI, everything's gonna eventually be worked out. Eventually. But I learned that it's not gonna be done on my time though. So and I and I learned and what I learned throughout this whole process is patience. I like how you staying home and waiting. Yes, it's patience. Patience is a virtue. Because if you start going off on people about the process and stuff, ain't gonna like resolve anything. Because the process is the process has their own time frame to it. I learned. So that's like one thing that I learned. Jen, do you consume alcoholic beverages? Not really. My go to drink is iced tea. And if I go to a club or something, that's if I go out to a club, if anything, or a social event, I ask for soda. So there's like nothing big here. So what's going on in everybody's minds tonight? Do they have Monday Night Football yet? Oh, Frederick, you are too funny. You are too funny. The Jets are playing the Lions. What time does it start? Monday Night Football. Oh, thank you for the compliment, Frederick. I appreciate it. It's on now? Okay. Started at 7. Okay. Is that the at the Jet Stadium or is that the Lions Stadium? Oh, Lions Stadium? Okay. Is there any score yet? See, that's it. 10-7 Jets. Okay, that's awesome. Thank you, Robert. That's another thing. What's everybody's opinion about the players standing or kneeling? See, my thing with the whole flag thing, I think players should should. I think they should have the choice of kneeling down or standing up. Dino, I understand that. I'm not like I'm not fighting. I'm not gonna like debate that issue. But that flag, man, how can I like say this without disrespecting people? Um, Human beings means a lot. The rights of human beings means a lot to me. Me, the rights of human beings means a lot to me. Means more to me than anything else than a material object. And there is a lot of social injustice going on within this country. I mean, everybody knows that this country, it's not perfect. Dina, I hear you on that. But those soldiers fought for people's rights, though. Maybe some of those soldiers disagree with some of the stances and stuff, but they fought for those rights. I know. I mean, like when this whole thing came up last year, there was a lot of flack over it. I hear you, MMI. MMI. How MMI? Then how do we bring attention? How do we bring intention to the social injustices within America? Because that flag means a lot to means different like it means different to a lot of have they have different definitions when it comes to that flag. Hey Dino, do you know that? Do you know? You know? Do you know that burning the American flag is covered under the First Amendment? It is. It's covered under the First Amendment. Burning the flag, the American flag. And I'm gonna be honest. I had some relatives that fought for this country too. And I had a relative that lost his life too. And the other relative is still alive. Hey Dino, but what are those repercussions are you talking about? Well, you know what, but that's their right to boycott. I'm gonna be honest. I wish I never brought up the whole football thing because with football, it's that. I mean, I know the whole flag thing is very sensitive. So I'm trying to be diplomatic as possible. Hey Dino, do you know that Colin Kaepernick? I don't know how to pronounce his name. Well, he had a conversation with some Green Beret that used to play in NFL, and that's the compromise they came up with is with him kneeling down during the national anthem instead of sitting on the bench. So I mean, so for them to kneel down, that's really considered a form of respect, though. So again, you gotta go back to how this started out. Domino effect. You gotta look at the domino effect. But he does have a Nike he has a Nike ad though. Here I'm unbelievable. You're entitled to your opinion. What happened in Lawrenceville? Nothing really happened in Lawrence Township. And you know what? I never was in Lawrenceville. I was in Lawrence Township. Big difference there. So I didn't really get the film footage that I wanted today. So, and I'm gonna be honest. That's one police department I will never see eye to eye with. No, I had to take some. I had to take some care of some business there. So, but I'm gonna be honest. That's one police department that I will never see eye to eye with. But I don't want anything bad to happen to them either. Because Lauren Township showed that showed that they wanted show that people's rights don't matter to them. Hiram, what do you mean they were waiting and you gave them everything they needed? Like, what do you mean by that? Oh, hello, I'm on live stream. You know what? Yeah, let's have a. Hey, how you hung up? Oh, okay. I was like, huh? Oh, no. Do you want to jump on or no? Okay. I will talk to you later. Okay. Okay. Do you want to say anything? You want to say anything on a live stream before you hang up or no? Okay. Okay. Bye. Okay. That was a supporter slash viewer. So I will to talk to you later. Yes, it's okay to have differing opinions. That's okay. I don't have a problem with that. But it has to be, I mean, let's be respectful. That's it. It's okay. Oh, I'm gonna hear him. Is it okay to call you? But you gotta be on live stream though. My phone number's already out there, so it doesn't really matter.
Hello?
Hey, this is Jen. You're on live stream.
I guess I just lowered the multimedia speakers on the computer so it wouldn't screw it up, so it wouldn't get in the way of it.
Okay. So, so how are you doing today?
Uh, Not quite as good as I expected. After about 12 hours of work, I was going to lay down and sleep for about an hour, and then ended up asleep for about 2.5 hours.
Please identify yourself for the from our audience.
I'm the individual on YouTube that goes by the name Hiram Bifidum.
Okay. Welcome to my live stream.
Yeah, thank you. The name is similar to that of rap musicians that take a name out of history that deliberately mispronounce it and misspell it, such as Hira Abiff from Freemasonry, based on a letter, a commendation letter given to me by somebody in the town of Mendham, that I was doing that good of a job, one individual doing a refuse collection garbage route some years ago that I was extremely paranoid about and did not want to tell anyone or put on social media, fear that the police would retaliate.
Okay.
I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I mean, and say that, because that would be arrogant. I've got a long criminal and psychiatric history. I've seen most and heard just about everything that could possibly happen. And everywhere I go, I've got to constantly be on the lookout and duck and hide from people like that. They're
Oh.
troublemakers. I mean, I know what they're capable of, know what they would do. So far up until this point, I've had one insanity adjudication, a call status commitment, and one regular felony conviction. Well, the first of which, 95% was crap, and the second time, all of it was a lie. But in order for them to do what they did, first I had to make fun of them and mess with them in order for it to happen. I guess, for whatever that's worth. But then again, I mean, at this point, as of this conversation on this podcast, over 6.5 years went by, and I've only had one involuntary psychiatric commitment and no arrests.
Okay.
Which is like, it's difficult to say that that's luck, being that between 1999 and Gregorian year 2000, turn of the millennium, I was in some kind of run-in with cops every week and a half to 2 weeks. And then sometime between, I would say it would have been the weekend, President's Day vacation weekend, February of 2001 on forward to April 2002, I had racked up, I'm not even sure. There were a bunch of different arrests for different things.
Okay.
But in my experience, I have found that antipsychotic medication, things similar to that, don't change the way someone thinks. It just makes somebody too tired to throw a temper tantrum and get out of control. For whatever that's worth.
It's like a sedative.
Well, you see, Jen, it's weird like that. The key thing is not giving them an excuse. Not putting yourself in a situation in the first place where they'll have an excuse to do that. When somebody's on something like that, like Risperdal, Invega, Geodon, what happens is the person's never really completely awake and never really asleep at any given time. It's like halfway in between. If you end up in a situation like that, you end up becoming a ward of the state, and they make whatever decisions that they want. If you don't have family and people to take care of you, then you don't have a prayer in heaven, prayer in hell. That's just the way that is. Occasionally, on some rare occasions, there's people that are able to finagle, screw around with, and work the system. I knew one guy that, believe it or not, one guy complained himself off of one ward in Ancora to another by going to the Department of Law and Public Safety medical examiners. And another guy named John Branch, who sued his way off of call status. But ultimately, he got involved in something really stupid and violent, and somebody shot him with a handgun in Mount Holly.
Is he dead?
I don't know. If he did, I don't know. I don't know what the heck happened with John Brandt, but you would find that people that are on call status that are doing minimum forensic time are usually more well-behaved than people that came off of the street. A while back, I think it might have been 1989, that Marlboro was closed down. If they can't seize it, it's like wherever I go, any contact that I have with law enforcement or police is going to be filtered through that history. So I am among a certain segment of the population that has to do whatever I have to do in order to, within reason, to avoid them.
Oh, I hear you on that one.
If you're acting stupid, then that's not within reason. It'll get myself or someone else hurt, or I'll end up causing exactly what I'm trying to prevent. But then again, it goes way, way back. And in New Jersey, you only have to be in the same place as somebody twice in order to get charged with stalking. In reality, I was convicted of impersonating the police. They accused me of being in possession of, the state police accused me of being in possession of a badge and a law enforcement ID, which I did my own checking into that, and it's almost, unless somebody committed an act of theft or did something really crazy, it's almost impossible for somebody to get into possession of that. I mean, I could sit here all night and speak about that for volumes, but ultimately that occurred because I was making fun of them. I didn't know. I would be very shocked and astonished if civil affairs, Social Security is not either listening to this now or at a later time. I would find it very hard to believe that they didn't, aren't, or don't. Being that when you got arrested in Perryville, not the guy that broke the window on your vehicle, Jen, the other guy that was on the right-hand side talking to you.
Okay.
I don't know if you noticed that. A so-called gentleman by the name of Richard Wambold. Sometime before that, it wasn't there. It was up in Washington, Warren County, which that's New Jersey for you. You got an endless number of different towns that have the same name or a similar name or are on top of each other. That can confuse you. There's 5 Washingtons, 3 Franklins. In Asbury Borough, in one of the Washingtons, not to be confused with Asbury Park or Berkeley Township, which is actually South Seaside Park, Berkeley Heights. Then there used to be, I think there might have been a Dover Township at one time. That might not exist anymore. Then there was a Dover Borough up north. They go on about that endlessly. My point is, this guy, they were after Staff Sergeant Wambold, they were after somebody that committed a nasty, violent home invasion burglary. And they set up a roadblock on State Highway 57, and this kid just happened to be coming from a party with his friends. They got pulled over, and the driver said, "My friend has permanent brain damage from an accident. If he's looking at you weird and he's ignoring you, that's the reason why." And he explained what was wrong, got him outside the vehicle, and for no reason grabbed him, pulled him down to the ground with like a judo throw move. And according to the witness in the house, the lady was scared, sitting in the window, said that they were punching him in the back seat. He went forward, they rammed his head in the tire. They fought as hard as they possibly could not to have the dash cam on one of the other vehicles released. It took about, I'm not even sure if it took a year or it took 3 years, but ultimately, obviously, he walked away from it and got away completely. I mean, he was standing there with you in the parking lot some time back, and ultimately, the family ended up getting a $400,000 lawsuit out of it. But they're for themselves, by themselves. They can't do, they cannot do anything to you if you remove yourself from the equation. When I got out of Mancora, I went around with this attitude like I could act like and pretend as if everything that happened in the past never happened. And it ended up costing me. I walk around with a bad attitude, like as if I don't have any rights. I mean, I kind of do. I have some freedom, but not a lot of it. I don't know whether or not this is making any sense, but they're going to look for the quickest way out. I can't. A while back, I said something on the live stream that pissed off Gunstead Undercover and deleted me from that, but he never actually deleted me from the comments. You know, it's kind of the thing. You don't get do-overs in life.
Correct.
I interrupted you.
No, I said, I think people, you're right, there's no do-overs, but I believe in a redemption.
I don't know. I mean, I know it's kind of a personal question, but if you're about 47 years old now, give or take, wonder, what went on over all those years?
In what way?
I mean, you see, an understanding of the Department of Health and Human Services, and that the difference between what are called residential healthcare facilities, which are actually boarding houses, and group homes. Group homes are actually for people that have their act together, or at least are or considered more highly functioning, or get along among that crowd better. Boarding houses, I don't know if you've ever seen that, heard of it, or been through that. You don't want to be in a situation like that. And like, they're just in that. If somebody's on disability, they get a mere fraction of that, which people often confuse that. SSD and SSI come from the feds. Food stamps, unemployment, that comes from the state. Although it is largely federally funded, it is state run. For a while, people were collecting unemployment in the fucking prison system. And then they put a stop to that. Newt Gingrich is credited with making sure that people do not continue to get SSI or SSD sitting in a hospital. If somebody gets arrested and ends up in a jail, they're going to know within 2 or 3 days, very much like a credit card, whether or not if someone's collected SSD, they're going to know if they're incarcerated within about 2 or 3 days. Food stamps, that might take a while. But that's why that's set in place. Every state calls it something different. In New Jersey, it's EBT. Chris Christie tries to act like he's the lone crusader that came up with the idea, but really that was implemented somewhere else. New Jersey was one of the last states to stop having paper IDs that were laminated in the driver's license. Previously, they had books of food coupons. Don't get me wrong, Jen, there's still abuse. People still play their little games with it. They take cards, they double the money on them. They go to somebody that's involved in drugs, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was previously. People often think that a political party makes a difference, and it really doesn't make a difference. Neither side really cares. But then again, I'm just going by the point of view of a political commentary and comedian by the name of Jimmy Dore, along with different representatives of a news agency that call themselves the Young Turks, which is a lot more of a political commentary than something that you would see on there. Where I noticed that on the live stream, somebody said try to keep busy, which that's very much like Trust the Model and Mike Tyson. If you can keep that person busy.
I have a question for you, and you don't have to answer this either. Are you on Kroll status?
Not anymore. Not anymore. I was accused of stalking a female New Jersey state trooper.
Okay.
And in reality, what happened was, I pulled to the side of the road. She got up behind me and called on our loudspeaker and asked me if I was okay. Like an idiot, I put the vehicle in gear and drive it forward and went forward and drove off. She pulled up alongside, kept on going forward, and about a half hour after that, everybody else from that barracks, they got to me in charge of harassment, and then when I admitted that I did it on purpose, then I got charged with stalking. See, we're not in California. They don't have to prove credible threat. If you're in the same place as somebody twice, and you make them in fear of serious bodily, they claim that you put them in fear of serious bodily injury or death. Doesn't matter what that time period is. It could be a half hour or it could be 10 years. Now, see, the thing is, it wasn't the first time that I pulled a bullshit stunt like that, and they knew that there was nothing that they could do about that. They could not go back a year and a half or God knows how many years into the past and raise an issue that something that may or may not happen. It's just, you can't, they're like, I don't know, man, they're in their own world. trained just.
So how did he get off at Kroll status? I thought it was I thought that was a permanent gig there.
No, well, I mean, it depends. Full status, the probation system for somebody with insanity cases is set up so that they just never let me set foot in court and force me to take the plea. Basically, that was done with a private attorney. Now, whatever maximum sentence you could have received in time-wise will be how long that Kroll status period is for. So, in my case, they lied about the degree of one of the charges, which would be using a radio to aid me in committing a crime because I had a scanner. And the stalking offense that was 4th degree, so they're not allowed to run more than 2 counts consecutive on the same indictment, which they did that as well. And they had the Kroll status period for 10 years. Then I had to explain that to a public defender. It was reduced to 3 years. If somebody gets out, you see, I would say about 2001, usually if somebody's on that, it was for something extremely violent. There was criminal loss of life, murder, homicide, arson, or something related to that. But now, more and more often, you find people that will be on 3rd or 4th degree equivalent felonies. It'll go unopposed because they know that the psychiatrists at those state hospitals will keep you there for that amount of time. I mean, I'm actually, in a sense, it was better for me that I served all of the time in there and got it over with before I left.
Okay.
Because when I got in trouble later on with the impersonation bullshit, okay, I was like basically I ultimately ended up serving a maximum prison sentence with no trial. In that I should have just demanded a trial up front from the beginning, or better yet, not do what I did in the first place, and then none of that ever would have came to be. As time had gone on, I had a maximum probation because they reneged on a plea agreement for 5 whole years, when the maximum sentence was a year and a half. And the prosecutor wanted me to go to jail for 364 in Atlantic, and I said, Your Honor, I have no objection to that. And he smiled and laughed and made it 5 years. And eventually I deliberately violated the probation in order to serve the time, get it over with, in order to continue to be able to vote in the election. That Barack Obama was running for a 2nd term. In New Jersey, you can vote if you're a convicted felon. You can still vote. You just can't vote if you're currently serving a probation or parole. It's not like Virginia, where when someone gets convicted of a felony, they're never able to vote again.
Okay.
But I don't know, from one point, coincidentally, we're almost near the Day of Atonement, Yom Kippur. But you cannot force common sense on someone. You can't make them be a certain way that they don't want to be. But like I've said in previous comments, dating back at least a week or 2 ago, you believe me if I tell you that someone who is your friend that really cares about you would never encourage you to do something that is going to get you hurt or in trouble.
Okay.
Kind of a note to end on. But like being in Southwood State Prison, and I got this jerk-off standing next to me in a loud whisper trying to goad me into getting into an argument with corrections officers. Which basically, in a place like that, is a suicide mission. Any engagement or initiation of an argument of some kind is an automatic loss. It'll never end well for an inmate.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I'm actually surprised that you called and I'd be on the live stream anyway.
How come you were surprised?
I don't know, for whatever that's worth. Thank you for having me on. I just gotta go out and get myself an exercise.
Okay.
Alright.
Have a nice night and thank you for calling in. Or thank you for being on. I appreciate that.
Sure.
Bye. So that's Hiram. He told us quite of a story there. A lot more than I ever expected. So. Like at one point, correct, I think there's no do-overs, but I think there's redemption in everybody's lives. Redemption. Who was that? That's, thank you, Dino. So that was quite a story. I mean, everybody has their own journey. Everybody. I'm gonna be ending my live stream in about like 3 minutes. This is going on 88 minutes, so so like I said, I'm gonna be wrapping this up very within the next few minutes, everybody. Wow. So I just want to say thank you for all the support, and all the well wishes and everything else. I mean, I'm in good spirits. Like I said, this is not an I issue; it's a we issue, and we're gonna get through this. And that's what counts, everybody. That's what counts. And this is all about transparency, accountability, and building bridges, everybody. And be careful of the weather out there in the state of New Jersey. Is wet and cold already. I'm not too happy about that. So I just want to wish everybody be safe out there. Be safe. You only live one life. You only live one life. Jen Coombs signing off for tonight's live stream. Later, everybody. Peace out.